We're talking a lot about all these baseball injuries. Everything really boils down to the spine. Can the spine move or can the spine not move? If the spine can't move, it places a ton of stress on all our other joints, our shoulder, our hips, etc. So why does this really matter? If you can't extend your thoracic spine, then your shoulder is just going to be eaten up by the amount of force used with throwing. When we throw, we are using, it is one of the most unnatural motions in athletics, and you are doing a lot of damage to that shoulder if you're not doing it correctly and efficiently. Um, so if you can't extend through your thoracic spine and you can't rotate through your lumbar and thoracic spine, then the hips are going to be eaten up, the shoulders are going to be eaten up, and we're going to actually have a lot of neck problems as a result, because you're trying to do everything with the neck instead of being able to share that through the whole spine. So again, if your spine doesn't move, you're going to see that as a performance loss out on the field. You're going to see that as decreased velocity on your fastball. You're going to see it as hip pain because you're not able to rotate through the hips. So in a major league athlete, a major league baseball player, they have measured all of the force outputs, and they've shown that a average major league player rotates their hips about 700 degrees per second. Okay, that doesn't mean anything to the average player, but what that is you are really rotating those hips to create the rest of that throwing motion. So if your spine doesn't move with the hips, then you are losing a lot of speed and you're using a lot of efficiency that you can put into that fastball. And then at the end of the day, eventually this will lead to an injury or pain of some sort. So minus the performance changes, we're going to end up with a lot of pain. So again, how do we find this out? We do screening. Okay, we can determine, is the pelvis moving? So that's where we would start. We see if you can pelvic tilt, we see if we can rotate through the pelvis, and that shared motion will follow all the way up the spine. So another thing we look at is trunk rotation. So the way the throw works is it starts with your hips, it follows into your trunk, goes to your shoulder, and then it goes to your forearm and wrist. Okay, so if we have a breakdown in the kinematic sequence with those, we're losing a lot of efficiency. So if we can't rotate through the trunk, we've got a problem. If we can't rotate through the pelvis, we've got a problem. And then if we can't extend with our body from our hips up to our thoracic spine and through our neck, if we can't extend through our spine, we're really, really going to do a lot of damage to that shoulder and elbow. So again, how do we address these things when we find them? The biggest thing is everybody in this office is a chiropractor. Okay, the first thing we do with a patient on the table is we check the spine. We see, can we get extension? Are we rotating? And we do adjustments. So that's kind of our bread and butter. That's what we went to school for. So honestly, if one of these issues comes into the office and I determine, hey, they can't throw because they can't extend through their spine, that's one of the easier fixes we have in this office. So again, we went to school for it. It's really what we're good at. So along with the adjustment, we have our sports emphasis that we spend a lot of time working on. Okay, we have our rehab, we have our screens, we have our dry needling. All of these things together really create a strong package for us to help these athletes. So if you watch this video, you realize that, hey, I'm having a lot of problems extending through the spine, we're going to be able to help you. So give us a shout, visit the office, and make an appointment, and we'll do our best to take care of you.